bought my first motorbike. It was a DT125R. Been working in the bank. First wage went in an Amstrad computer. Oh dearie me, an Amstrad computer with a green screen. Yeah. Lord Alan Sugar, you are a millionaire because of people like me. With absolutely no sense and money burning a hole in their pocket. I got my job in the bank, my very first wage. I went out, I think it was £200. I can't remember what the computer was, I think, and it went bang, the whole lot on an Amstrad computer. It's my second wage. I walked in to ride on motorcycles in Allison Street in Glasgow, and they had a brand new DTR 125R, red and black, big knobbly tyres. Oh, it was absolutely stunning. Second wage, deposit down, and signed a finance deal. I put myself into debt for a brand new motorbike with my second ever wage. And pretty much since then, most of my money hasn't went in drink and alcohol, cigarettes, nothing. It's went in motorbikes. The amount of money I have spent over the last years on motorbikes, and you know what? I don't regret a single penny of it. Don't regret it. It runs through my blood. I would spend my last penny. I could be homeless but sitting on my bike, sleep underneath it if it came to it. It's just honestly I'm just my motorbikes. Anyway, so my DT125R, I get it picked up, and one of the first things I did was I went down to Andy's house, and Andy and Smitty were there. I've got a funny feeling Fraser Robertson might have been there as well. It was one of my childhood pals, and unfortunately lost him. You maybe know him because he was on Sky, but unfortunately lost him. Far too young. But so and we're all playing football out the back. Andy had a great big huge back garden, and we had a set of 5-a-side goals. I was the goalkeeper, and we're playing football out the back. And I remember we went and I said, right, fancy some juice. So in those days, you didn't really carry, you didn't have like bottles and bottles and bottles of Iron Brew or Coke or anything like that. You kind of bought a can and drank a can. So I said, right, fancy some juice. I'll go and get some juice. So I'm the only guy. Nobody else has got cars or anything like that. I've got the motorbike, and I didn't bother. So I gathered up the stuff, and that was fine. I think some of the stuff was lying on top of my motorbike because we've been out looking at it. Gets the helmet on, my Top Gun jacket, Top Gun leather jacket, and a white helmet. Cost me about £30. Right? Somebody said £2 helmet because of the £2 heat. But and I remember I went along Brownside Road in Cambuslang, the motorbike, my jeans on, my white high top boots. I've actually got a photograph of me parked up in the driveway. So high top boots, and I go along, turn right, down past, down the hill, past Fraser's house, and then down to Haddo's off sales, down in Duke's Road. I don't even think I don't know if the shop still exists. And I got off the bike, and as I got off the bike, a man standing next to me, and he says, "Excuse me," and as I take my helmet off, I says, "Hi." He says, "Is that your watch?" It's lying down next to the bike. I looks at it and says, "No, it's not my watch. I thought that my watch, a beautiful watch." I said, "No, it's not my watch. It's not my watch." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I says, "I'm positive. It's not my watch. It's not my watch." So he says to us, he says, "Well, if it's not yours, whose is it?" And I says, "I don't know." So I handed it to him, and he says, "I tell you what, tell you what, I'm not just going to take this watch. I'll toss a coin for it, and if I win, I keep the watch, and if you win, you keep the watch. And I thought, what the most random thing in the world, right? So why would this man find a watch and then offer me a chance to keep said watch? So sure enough, that's what he does. So it's like that, heads or tails. I always went for heads. Tails never fails. Nah, it's the same way. Always want to be a wee bit different. Tails never fails. No, so I'll give my heads then. It's like watch, my own watch, wear it my right hand. Why? I don't really know why. Everybody else wore it on their left, so I wore it on my right. Oh, I've always been a wee bit like that for certain safe things. Anyway, so he tosses the coin and he looks at it, and yep, heads it is. There you go, you keep the watch. I was like, fantastic. So in my pocket, and goes back along the road with the cans of juice, and I gets off the bike, parks the bike up, and I walks into Andy's house and I says, you're not going to believe what happened to me. You're not going to believe what happened to me. I says, I'm outside the shop, and this guy comes up and says to me, and he finds a watch lying on the pavement, and they're like, I says, and he says, is that your watch? I says, no, it's not my watch. He says, I'll tell you what, if it's not your watch, why don't we toss for it? Because and whoever wins the toss, hang me. And they're like, I said, so I said heads, because tails never fails, and I always go for heads, and got heads, and and I won it. I said, so I goes into my pocket, I said, look, so I've got a watch. To which point Smitty goes, that's my watch. So it turns out Smitty had left his jumper on my bike. I'd lifted up his jumper and handed it to him. His watch was on the jumper. I've been sitting on the watch all the way along to the shops, got off the bike, the watch has then fallen off the bike onto the ground. The guy has obviously seen this. I've then said, no, my watch, you can keep it. And he's obviously thought to himself, no, I can't, because it's been off your motorbike. So I don't even know if I won the heads. I think the guy just had a very convoluted way of saying, going to please take this watch back to whoever it is. So there you go. Needless to say, well, I won the watch, so I kept it. So Smitty just had to do without. I'm only kidding.